There you go. Please take water breaks as needed if it is hot where you are. Hot Pilates is always nice. I feel like very flexible about it. But anyways, stop and take breaks. I'll probably just teach straight on through with no breaks. And feel free to modify the movements. If you want to play some music at your place, feel free to do that. I'm not going to play any music here. And we're going to start with our breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. We're going to try to find the greatest amount of length we can in that spine. Inhale through the nose. Again, exhale out through the mouth. And really draw your abdominals in as you exhale. And now we're going to roll on down, one vertebra at a time. Continuing to breathe. We never stop breathing. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to direct your line of sight to the ceiling so your head and neck are aligned with your spine. Inhale and exhale. You should be in neutral, and if you're not, that's okay. We're going to go into imprint. Some people actually prefer to be in imprint all the time, even when we're just lying on our back. But if you do find that you naturally prefer to be in neutral, then you have to really remind yourself to imprint. If you tend to have a deeper lower back arch, then it's a little more effort for you to imprint. By the way, let me know if you can't hear me. Like I said, it's a new laptop. I assume the mic and everything works, but let me know if it doesn't. We are coming into tabletop position. So if we look at angles, 90 degree in the knee bend, we are warming up right now, really recruiting those abdominals in neutral, sorry, not neutral, imprinted spine position. The head and neck align with the spine. Lower back gently pressing into the mat, especially as you lower one leg to the floor. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. The exhale to lower reinforces that imprint. Now, if you prefer to inhale to lower and exhale on lift, feel free to do that. One more time on each side. If you need to press into the floor with your hands, you may also do that, but if you try not to do it, try to kind of keep your shoulders and arms relaxed and let the work be in the abdominals. So both legs going down. Option to stop part ways. So you don't have to lower all the way to the floor if you feel your lower back come off the mat. Exhale, lower, inhale. A couple more here. Again, reinforcing that imprint as we exhale. All right, now you can drop your heels to the ground. Place your feet hip distance apart on the ground, rolling up into your shoulder bridge. Inhale, hold. Look for that length. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Coming to your tailbone. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Inhale, and exhale, roll down. This is about spine articulation and mobility. You want to feel like you're rolling down inch by inch from the shoulder blade all the way down to the tailbone. Then you want to pick up the tailbone and slowly roll up through the rest of your spine. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more time. This should feel pretty good. You're squeezing your glutes, drawing your abs down, feeling very stable throughout this pelvic area. Ab prep, nod the chin, exhale, look at your knees. Actively reach those fingertips. Inhale, hold, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. Slow and controlled to lift using the abs. Slow and controlled to lower. Once again, using the abs. So you're going to use your abdominals in both directions. Keep crunching. We're gonna continue the crunching, but with different leg positions. So go ahead and bring your legs to tabletop. Legs together. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale again. So exhaling during the movement, inhaling during the pauses in between. Good. I'm going to try straightening my legs, activating those quads and hip flexors, stretching the hamstring. Toes can be pointed or feet flexed, your choice. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Now, as you crunch up, make sure your shoulders aren't shrugging toward your ears. And try to keep those shoulders down away from the ears. And we're going to move into hundreds from here. So that means we're going to keep our head, neck, and shoulder blades up and pump those arms 100 times. You have options for legs, knees bent, legs straight, or on the diagonal. Go ahead and pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10, inhale. And exhale, 20, inhale. Exhale, 30, inhale. Exhale, 40, inhale. Exhale, halfway done. Feel free to change your angle of the legs. You can go higher or lower. You can also bend your knees. Inhale. Exhale. 70, inhale. Exhale. 80, inhale. Exhale. 90, almost there. Exhale. 100. All right. I should be slightly fatigued. So flip on over for spine extension. Really important that we keep the head and neck aligned with the spine. So slight tuck of the chin, gentle pressure into those forearms as we lift. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So just until the top part of the rib cage comes off the mats. Don't worry too much about height. Think more about length. Length from the top of the head away from the toes. Inhale and exhale. Keep those forearms there if you need it, or reach those arms toward the toes. Maybe squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit more as you open up that chest. Again, you want the top of the head reaching forward. You want to try not to look up. All right, chin down. Eye gaze down. Let's do one more here. And we'll take those hands underneath the shoulders, pressing on up. All right, we're going to do a plank. I'm going to do it on my wrist. I'm going to pull my front knee towards the back elbow. So it's going to be an oblique, slow mountain climber. So if the wrist underneath the shoulders, reach one heel to the back of the room and then the other. So again, it's my front leg. I'm going to bend the knee. I'm going to rotate just a little bit by reaching my front knee towards the back elbow. Good, I'm going to return. I'm going to now bend the back knee and reach it towards the front elbow. Good. You really want to try not to lift your butt up or let the butt sag. So there's a slight rotation and dip of a hip, but try not to view it as dropping of the butt and letting the hip sag. My abs are still very much engaged in drawing up and in. So again, a little pelvis rotation, slight bend in the elbows, still feeling your transverse abdominis and your obliques a little bit. All right. Exhale here, inhale. Exhale to pull the knees in. Inhale, return. One more time on each side. Actually, I started with the front leg, right? Finishing here. All right, good. Come on down. shake out those wrists. Hopefully you feel pretty warmed up by now as we go into our half roll back. So we're gonna pretend like we're gonna roll down, but we're gonna stop when we get to halfway there. Inhale. Feel that length. Exhale, halfway back. Feel the work as you draw your abs in. Shoulders stay away from the ears. So we're gonna do some rotations here as well. When you come back and your arms are reaching forward, we can rotate and place our hands on the ground. So for here, anchor those toes. Do your best to reach for the ground here. I mean, it's okay if you don't actually touch it. The point is that you're rotating. Rotate. Rotate to the back one more time. Back to center. Good. Exhale here. Inhale for a hold. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. I'm trying not to sit up. I'm trying to keep my spine where it is as I rotate. Back to center and rise. Now feel free to continue doing the low arm rotations. I'm going to actually change my arms and do a higher arm position rotation. All right, so we're going to come back like this. I'm going to pretend like I'm going to raise the roof. And I'm going to rotate. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. Back to center, rotate. So just have my arms up, not, you don't have to actually raise the roof. And then reach down forward, come back. All right, take your options. Feel free to keep your arms low. And if you prefer going back and forward with no rotation, feel free to do that as well. So we're coming back for our final set. Hands up, rotate. Inhale to center, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Back to center, reach those arms forward, and go ahead and roll all the way down. Good, for a full roll up, if you need to bend your knees a little bit and then shoot them straight out to help with the roll up, feel free to do that. So, I'm gonna do my first one with my knees bent. Biceps by the ears. Inhale, arms, head, shoulder blades. Shoot those legs out. So I'm basically kicking out my legs. It gives me a little bit of assistance in this roll up. Nice forward fold, hamstring stretch. I really like to have my feet flexed when I do the roll up. Anchor the heels down, roll down nice and slowly with control. If you want, go ahead and keep your legs straight. Arms, head, shoulder blades. Exhale, use your abs to lift the spine up, dive forward and stretch. If you want a little more challenge as you roll down, you reach those arms up again. Exhale, this is articulation. Lowering down inch by inch. When you find length on the mat, you don't want to arch your back or anything, just come to a neutral or imprinted position. Inhale, start to reach the arms again. The head, the shoulder blades, exhale. So slowly transition from inhale to exhale based on your movement, or I should say your movement is based on your breath. So I'm exhaling here. It's hard to tell whether I'm breathing because I'm always talking. You know I'm breathing, but you can't tell whether I'm inhaling or exhaling. So here I'm inhaling. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale. Again, trying to anchor the heels to the mat. We don't want the ankle to pop off the mat if at all possible. Let's do one more. And take advantage of this time to stretch here. And then roll it back down. All right, going to single leg stretch. You can stretch whichever leg that's being straight, high to the ceiling or lower towards the floor. Inhale to switch, exhale, reach. Head, neck, and shoulders up. If you like, if the neck gets tighter, place it back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really using my abs to pull the shoulder blades off the ground. Option to flex the foot and drive the heel out. This is always a nice option if you point your toes a lot to feel kind of a little more stretch in the hamstring. We're gonna do things a little different today. I'm not gonna just go straight into the ab series in the same order I always do. Let's pause here. I have my front knee bent. Okay, so if you're mirroring me, I have my front knee bent, my back leg straight. I'm gonna take my hands behind the head. I'm gonna rotate towards the front knee for the oblique and back to center. Rotate 8 times. Exhale, inhale. Here's 4. Really squeeze your quad legs, your straight leg, holding it nice and straight, wherever you decided to hold it. Last 2. Last 1. Both shoulder blades are off the ground, right? Now go back into the single leg stretch. Hopefully your neck's not too fatigued because your arms are supporting the neck there. But always, always take the head, neck, and shoulder blades down if need to. We're back in the single leg stretch. And then I'm gonna pause with my back knee bent. You're gonna pick an angle for your straight leg. Here we go, back knee bent. Hands behind the head. Try to get both shoulder blades off the ground. Exhale to turn towards the back knee. Get the front shoulder blade a little higher. But try to keep the back shoulder blade off the ground. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. 4 more. 4. And 3. And 2. A lot of endurance here on the legs. And 1. Okay. So we're going to go into scissors. So that would be straight leg. I'm just going to bypass double leg stretch for a moment. So here are our scissors. Exhale here. Inhale to switch. The knees are bent a little bit. That's okay. Really try to stretch those hamstrings here. Inhale during that transition and exhale, hold. This can be done with the head down as well. You can reach higher on the leg and you work more abs when you're holding higher, when your shoulder blades are up. Okay, so here's the real challenge. We're gonna hold that scissor, just like we did for the obliques. Okay, it's gonna be tough because both legs are straight. So let's take the front leg up like this. Hold it here, hold it here. All right, you can bend your knees if you need to. You can bend your knees here. You can go back into the single leg stretch position as well. All right, that's why I did it first, progression. Hands behind the head. Exhale to the front leg. Inhale to center. Exhale to the front leg. Inhale to center. 3. Make sure you're breathing. 4 more. I'm definitely counting. I don't want to do anything extra. 2 and 1. All right, scissor again. I won't do too many scissors in between. Back leg goes up. Hands behind the head. Rotate for 8 and center. 7 and center. 6. Inhale. 5. Oh, this is tough. 4. Last 2. Last one. All right, hug your knees in. Take a quick breather for a moment. We didn't complete every exercise in the ab series, but I'm also doing variations of ab series and not the typical exercises. But you know what? Let's flip over. Should we flip over? Should we finish it? Okay, let's finish it. Let's do our double leg stretch and then we'll flip over. So double leg stretch is this. And remember, you can reach the arms and legs higher. See how that feels? Or more apart away from the midline on a lower diagonal. Harder to maintain imprint the lower your legs and arms are. Option to lift the head, neck, and shoulder blades. 6 and 5. Exhale, reach. 4, 3. Shoulder blades up. 2 and 1. Sorry. What I meant to say is, if your head is up, your shoulder blades must be up. Otherwise, shoulder blades and head are all on the ground. All right? So there's never a moment where we just have the head lifted and not the shoulder blades. This is a really nice stretch right now. If you want to just take a brief stretch here before we go into our spine balance. All right, we're going to do letters. We have W here, T to the side, and Y on the diagonal. Feel free to skip any of the letters. The Y is the most challenging. Everything comes up. Inhale. I mean, not the legs, but arms, top of the rib cage, head, neck. Exhale, lower. Reach the arms to a T. Pull it back into the W when you lower, and now reach into the Y. Pull it back into the W when you lower. Just the W. And then just go ahead and decide which letters you want to continue with. I'm just going to keep alternating. There's the T. Lifting my arms, squeezing my shoulder blades together, back to the W, and the Y. W. Keep those elbows bent. T. Working on the muscles right around the spine. Working on those postures. Keep the chin down, eye gaze on the floor. For this last round, I'm going to lift my legs. My legs are apart, and my legs will come off the ground straight. Really squeeze the glutes. W. T. Y. Y looks like Superwoman, Superman. Do one more round of this. W. T. And more. Again, Y is the most challenging because you're reaching your arms forward. Go ahead and push yourself up and give yourself a spine stretch. If you do not have the AC on, I'm definitely starting to feel heat. I kind of like it. It's not too bad. I'm going to come onto the ground for our glute bridge, our shoulder bridge, hip bridge. This movement motion. Okay, so I might have done this last week. Kind of a newer variation here. So as I push the hips up, there's going to be no articulation. Okay, so entire spine comes up, abs tight, butt tight. And then we're going to lower everything as one strong, stable unit. Now for the legs, as I lift my butt up, I'm going to shoot my front leg up, pointed. I'm going to flex the foot, I'm going to drag it down slowly. Get the glutes up, both right and left hip equal height. When my knees are next to each other, right here, I'm going to start to lower my body and try to aim to maintain the straightness as I come down. Drag the heel in. Get ready to shoot the butt up and straighten the legs. Same leg. Point. Flex. Lower. Continue to lower. Really lock in this straight line from the front heel through the shoulders. Drag it in. Do 2 more times. Hips and legs. Shoot. Pointed. Flex. This pointing and flexing is just a little choreography to get range of motion in your ankles. Sometimes my ankle likes to snap, crackle, and pop. Make some noise. Last time here. Now, we're moving quite slowly, so I want you to breathe as much as you need to. Inhale, exhale as needed. Because I think this is going to last more than an exhale. Okay, now the back leg is going to go up. I actually have been, I think, exhaling as I go up. So inhale here, exhale. I inhale to start this lowering, and then I exhale to finish. But again, feel free to breathe however you see fit. Abs and glutes engage until the butt hits the ground. Drag the heel in. Inhale. Exhale. Shoots. Take your time. If in doubt, go a little slower. Straight line. It's more challenging for the abs once your leg gets on the diagonal, and then you kind of keep that leg. I'm not doing a perfect job of getting like my heel, butt, spine all hitting the ground at the same time. It's okay. We're trying, right? So hips up. Drag, like your heel is dragging down a wall. And then kind of like a plank, really bracing the entire body in a neutral straight line position. Last one here. Lift, flex. Your leg on the ground is doing a lot of work. That pushing up and then lowering down really slowly. Should be a lot of work for that leg on the ground. All right, good. We're gonna do some side stuff. So that is focusing on our glutes. Our core muscles, if you recall, are anything that attaches to your pelvis and your spine. So that was your butt, that attaches to your pelvis. Here is our outer thigh work. This also attaches to our pelvis. Straight line, use the edge of your mats. Top hand, kickstand. I like to raise it up a little bit, feel a little bit unbalanced, then I know I'm in the right spot. Literally, if there's a seam along the edge of your clothes, that's where you want to be. Inhale, lift the top leg. Exhale, lower. Here we're trying not to hip hike here. This is a hip hike. So see how I'm pushing my hips down? Good. Point and then flex lower. Again, this is just choreography to get more motion in the ankle joint. If you want to keep it pointed the entire time or flex the entire time, you can do that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You have to imagine the resistance felt in your leg. Like you're wearing like a 20-pound boot. Really, really heavy shoes. In order to lift your leg that has a heavy boot on it, you're going to have to really squeeze your quadriceps. Good, last one here. Hold the leg up, little circles. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 2. My leg circles are really small and they're slow. No bigger than a lychee. Actually, lychees are really small. No bigger than an apple though. Maybe a clementine. Reverse direction. Legs stay straight. You can draw circles with your heel. Good. Whether you're pointed or flexed, have an active foot. Bottom leg comes up to meet it. 3, 2, 1, release. Bottom leg comes up for 3, 2, 1, release. 3 heel clicks. It's actually not just the heel click. The entire inside of the arch is hitting. You want your legs in neutral position. So kneecaps and all toenails are facing forward. If I suddenly turn external rotated, see how one kneecap is facing down and one kneecap is facing up? That's external rotation. We want neutral. 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Bring the bottom leg up to meet the top. We're not bringing the top down to meet the bottom. So bottom leg, think up, up, up. Up, up, up. Couple more times. Up, up, up. By couple, I mean 2 more triples. Up, up, up. Good. Lift the legs. You can either scissor, which is what we've done a lot of in the past, or you can ride the bicycle. So riding bike sounds like it might be a little easier because there's a knee bend, but sometimes it's a little weird to coordinate. You can just imagine what it's like pushing down a pedal, pushing down, bringing it around to the back. And if it's extreme, at some point your leg straightens. On a real bike, you never actually lock your leg out straight. If you did, that means your bike seat is too high. So this is the bicycle. You should feel your obliques here because both legs are off the ground. All right. Let's get the top leg out of the way, like a kickstand. So we don't really need the arm for the kickstand anymore. I'm gonna flex the bottom foot. I'm gonna lift the bottom leg as high as possible. Just to set up the motion. Now we already did lift the bottom leg, work the inner thigh of the bottom leg when we did the 3 heel clicks. Just gonna do a little bit more inner thigh work today than normal. Make little circles. Lift it high, small circle for 1, 2, 3. 3 more. Reverse for 6. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Just keep alternating the breath. Okay. We did outer thigh of the top leg, inner thigh of the bottom leg, and we're just going to do some obliques here. You can use the top hand to push into the floor if you need, but the bottom hand palms are down. Here's the motion. Think contraction of the obliques right here, the top obliques. Exhale. Inhale. Keep your eye gaze forward. We're not looking up. We're not piking. It's a lateral motion. Imagine you're smashed between 2 walls and you can't go through the wall, right? You can't go behind into the wall. You can only go up. You're smashed again. Wall in front, wall behind. 2 more. Okay. It is time to switch sides. So now it's the outer thigh of the top leg. So we switched everything. Inner thigh of the bottom leg. We don't want to hip hike. So reach that leg away from the head. Again, if you're straight, in a straight line, parallel to the front edge of your yoga mat, or the long edge, I should say, you shouldn't be able to see your toes. The only toes that I'm seeing is the one in my screen. Inhale, point, lift. Exhale, flex leg. To prevent the hip hike, I'm not lifting my leg higher than the hip. Little circles. 6 in each direction. Very small and slow. 4, 5, reverse. It should be so slow and so small that it barely looks like my leg is working or moving. 2 more. Now hold the top leg still, like really, really freeze it in space and bring the bottom one up to meet it 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is faster than we normally move, but don't make it so quick that you can't tell if your top leg is moving or not. So feel free to slow it down a little bit. You can really emphasize the up, up, up of the bottom leg. Up, up, up. Your foot's cramping? Flex the foot. Up, up, up. So I'm really not even looking at my bottom leg too much. I'm looking at my top leg and making sure it doesn't move. Keep it parallel. Good. One more triple, and then we're gonna ride the bike. So lift both legs, ride the bike. Both legs are off the ground. You should feel some work in these obliques here. Well, I can feel my hip just popping and shifting. Oh, there, stop. Nobody rides their bike this way, I know. But this is very, very exaggerated bike riding. You feel a lot of stabilization through the abdominals here. All right, go ahead and finish here and get the top leg out of the way, which is pretty tired anyways. When I lift the bottom leg by itself, I just prefer to flex the foot. I feel the inner thigh more. Make sure the toes and kneecaps are facing forward. We're not going to be externally rotated or internally rotated. There is no rotation. Top arm can relax. 6 small circles. Lift that leg as high as you can. 6, 5. Here you don't have to worry about hitting your max because you automatically hit your max. The top leg, you have to actually prevent yourself from going too high. Reverse. Oh, lost count, sorry. I think that's it. Oh no, we gotta do this. I was like, no, there's gotta be one more. All right, so bottom hand, palms down, top hand, palms down, lift. Again, smash between 2 panes of glass. We work the obliques. Yes, my head comes up with it. It kind of will naturally happen. Hopefully, there's not too much strain in the neck as you do this side bend. One more here. Okay. All right. So we're going to prop ourselves up. You got options here. You can, I would say, fingertips are probably towards the butt, maybe turn out to the side for comfort. I do not recommend turning the fingertips away from the butt, all right? So either to the side, more directed forward. This is our half rollback position. We're just gonna be braced here. And we're gonna lift the legs. There's the leg lift. There's another leg lift. I know we just worked our legs, so they're kind of tired, right? But this is actually not working the outer thighs or the inner thighs. It's your quads, which we did work when we kept the legs straight. Don't worry, we're not gonna be here too long. The main goal here is gonna be about the abs. One more here. Now let's try this, if you can, without the arms. Don't worry about fully straightening the legs or not. It's not really about the legs. It's about creating sort of an imbalance when the legs come off the ground. So you can completely, for sure, keep the knee bent. Shoulders stay down and relaxed, away from the ears. Okay, we're gonna try lifting both legs. Again, feel free to start here. Lift, lift. Toes can touch down. You don't have to straighten the legs all the way. Exhale, inhale. When you're ready, and you don't have to ever move your arms from where they are, but if you want, you take the arms away. If you want, you can take the arms a little higher. This looks like the top of our V, right? Of our teaser. And you're right, that's what it is. Final variation. Keep your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Open and close. Hug a tree. Chest fly. Option to do one arm at a time. There's one arm, there's the other. I'm not rotating, I'm just opening up and hugging. But by opening up, I do feel more work in the abs. I haven't changed my torso position yet. I'm just changing my arm position. Exhale as the arms open. Inhale as they close. Last two. Last one. Good. Roll on back. Take your knees with you. Going into our teaser. So teaser, you can use a little bit of momentum. We should feel mostly abs. Control. Even if you use momentum, it should be controlled momentum. You can start your legs at tabletop. Biceps by the ears. Inhale, arms, head, shoulder blades. Exhale here, kick out your legs and use your abs. So here is that V, like this, that we did just seconds ago. Inhale here, exhale, extend the leg, roll back down. Return to start position. Inhale, head, shoulder blades. Exhale, spine. You don't have to keep the legs straight. If you want to, they're here like this, and then you just keep them straight as you roll back down. And only then do you bend the knees. You can keep the legs straight the entire time. We would start here. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders. Drop the legs toward the ground. At the same time, you contract the abs. And that basically helps you come up. Roll down first before you take your legs with you. All right, so you don't want to shift and pull the knees in or bring the legs back until you control with your abs the lowering of the majority of your spine. This is how we get the abs to work. Exhale here. Inhale. I start to roll down here, get most of my spine on the ground, and then I pull the leg in, or I pull the leg to here. All right, let's do one more. I'll keep my knees bent here. And again, you can't just roll your body back without straightening your legs. You need the counterbalance so you can feel the control of the lowering. Okay, I know your abs are tired, so let's flip back over here. We haven't done this in a while, so let's do our heel squeezes. My hair is just falling apart. It's great. Why do I bother? All right, let me just angle my body here a little bit. We have my heels together, toes apart. See that? Heels together, toes apart, knees apart. Okay, get back on the mat. Rest your forehead on top of stacked hands. Now you can experiment with how far apart you want your knees are. But if it's too far apart, what happens is my butt starts to stick up. So you do want your hips on the floor. So these are your hip bones. Press them into the floor. Exhale to squeeze the heels. Like squeeze them towards each other, like they're arm wrestling each other. Which leg is stronger? Inhale to stop the fight, stop the wrestling. But keep your heels in touch so you don't have to find them again. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to not squeeze. Now be careful when you squeeze, don't stick your butt out like that. When you squeeze, I want you to squeeze your butt as well, so you're pressing your hips down into the mat, but not in an uncomfortable way. You don't need to really jam your hips and pubis down there. The point here is to work your hamstrings and the glutes. And we do that by giving it resistance. The resistance happens to be your legs and your body, isometrically contracting, one pushing into the other. Now, if you'd like to take it a little bit more into the glute and lower back, you will lift your heels like this. You lift your heels, which then pull your thighs off the ground. So think about squeezing your butt to lift your thighs off the ground at the same time you lift your heels. Exhale, lift. Inhale, relax. Exhale, lift. This is very challenging, and pay attention to how it feels in your lower back. You want to feel your glutes and lower back muscles working, but not in a bad sort of straining kind of way. And the other thing I want to say about it, you should be staring at the ground, first of all. You don't need to keep looking at me. The other thing I want to say about it is you don't have to lift your knees high to get the effects. Like even a half-inch lift
where just your kneecaps maybe come off the ground. That's a lot. You can feel a lot. All right, that's enough. Sit on back, sit on back. Oh. And just to work our glutes in a little different way, but still continuing to work the spine muscles, is flat back, quadruped, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Good. We're going to lift the front knee straight out towards me, or I'm going to go towards you. So like a dog on a fire hydrant. All right, hopefully you didn't tilt too much. And then I want you to press it straight back. And then I want you to pull it underneath you so it returns. So it's like a big hip circle. Side, externally rotated. Look at where my kneecaps are, they're facing you. Now I'm going to turn it inward. See, I drop my hip. I drop this. My kneecap faces the floor, and I return. Same leg. Kneecap externally rotates. It's still externally rotated. I straighten back. Bring it back to neutral and return. One more time. Out to the front. Sorry, it's actually to the side. I'm reaching it toward you. All right, so the back leg is going to go to the side, which to me is to the back wall. I'm going to try to keep that open hip rotation for as long as I can as I straighten the leg. And then I'm going to bring the rotation back to the floor. So the kneecaps faces the floor. And I return to my quadruped. Open up to the side. Try your best not to lean away from your leg. Try to kind of keep the same amount of pressure remaining in the remaining 3 limbs. All right, take your time with this. This is kind of a hip circle challenge. Kind of a difficult coordination-wise too. To the back. All right, one more. And again, just challenging you to feel when your kneecap is facing the back and that moment that you rotate it down. So knee face to the back. It's really easy when your knees are bent, but then when it's straight, that's when you want to feel that rotation. All right, go ahead and round the spine. And then arch, finding that range of motion. Tuck the toes under and go into a calf stretch and shoulder stretch. Finishing up with a hip opener and oblique stretch. So if you want to tuck one of the knees in, you may. I'm going to take the opposite arm, rotate across the body, and reach toward the opposite leg. Once you've grabbed that ankle or shin, bend that elbow. Then stretching, open the hips, getting some inner thighs, getting some hamstrings, getting some obliques, and the muscles around your spine. Whew. Let's try the other side. Rotates and dive. Whatever it is you can grab. You got to grab onto something so that you can bend the elbow and pull yourself, pull your chest down. You can't pull your chest down if you don't grab something. You could try to just let gravity kind of lower yourself down, but it helps a little bit to have that anchor point. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to test my new laptop out. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully the recording worked. I don't know if any of you